Good evening, and thank you all for being here tonight. I was thinking to begin with a short video we prepared, or with a story, and I decided to begin with sharing with you a story. The story of Murex. Murex is a French software company, one of the largest French companies, with 35 years history and over 2,000 employees globally. Back in October 2020, when we managed to get into conversation with their decision makers in Paris, I have to admit that at the back of my head, I had a number which I thought it was so important that it will determine the decision to choose Cyprus for their next location. That number was the 12.5% corporate tax. But I was wrong. 12.5 was not the most important number. 34 was more important number in this case. 34 children to be placed in a French school at once. Can we have 34 French children in a French school? That was the first question they asked. Very simple question, but very difficult to be answered. And you know what? Thanks to Mr. Jean-Marie Well, the ex-principal of the French school here in Nicosia, who is not here with us tonight, it happened. And by doing it, it opened up a door for a notable economic impact to the local economy, because those 34 children are bringing around 200 high-skilled tech people in the island to live and work, around 2,000 square meters of office space to be rented, 200 residential units, company cars to be leased, increase in consumption, revenue from direct and indirect tax, and many more. So, what does the story teach us? I believe the lesson here is that the first thing we need to do is not just to tell them how good we are. The first thing we need to do is listen. Listen to their stories, listen to the numbers that are important to them. And specifically for the tech companies, the most important numbers are those that have to do with their greatest asset, which is their people. And if we do this, we increase our chances to bring more FTI into this island. But to do this, more resources are needed and more time to be spent with people like the French school principal, with people like the existing investor, and with those we want to bring. And we need to be open-minded, because as Friedman said 15 years ago, the world is flat. And as we see with the pandemic, it's getting flatter. Of course, we haven't invited you here to tell you how we grow and who we bring. This evening is about celebrating those people that help us come up all the way here. It's about celebrating our existing international investors for believing in this country, for setting up and scaling operations and investments. With you, we don't need to be convincing, but we need to be consistent. Consistent in continuously reshaping our FDI framework, adopting best practices, consistent in working together, the public and the private sector, addressing challenges, consistent in maintaining the high level of professional services offered, consistent in grasping all the game-changing opportunities such as the RRF to make Cyprus more digital and greener, consistent in maintaining the country's attractiveness and competitiveness by controlling and lowering the energy cost. Tonight, I want to say a big thank you to all of you, our international investors, for believing in this country. I want to say a big thank you to the President of the Republic and his ministers for all the support to Invest Cyprus. A big thank you to the representatives of the private sector for being so cooperative with us. And a special thank you to all the unseen heroes, such as Mr. Well. But also allow me to say a huge thank you to the Invest Cyprus team, a small group of very competent people going the extra mile to provide support to new and existing investors. As I promised you at the beginning of my speech, we have prepared for you a short video outlining some of the actions and the results of the last very difficult 15 months. But as they say in Broadway, you are as good as your last performance. And the numbers you are about to see in this video, it was our last performance. Let's see where we go from now. Enjoy the evening, and thank you very much.